Chapter 23, Episode 17. Daisy Faith was spending almost all her time organizing Erapa. She was pleased to hear from Billy that they were not looking for more company jobs. Sally was a little too eager. She was the loosest cannon the company had ever taken in. She would not have been taken in if she hadn't been so close to Billy. They had to have Billy. They had known that for years. Billy was a mathematical genius. He was worth the danger of 100 Sallys. Daisy smiled. She loved Sally. Sally was a beautiful creature, like a wild animal. She was perfect for her next job, as long as she could work with a small team of other wild animals. Daisy smiled again and looked up at the mountains. She didn't think for a minute. She tried to stretch it out, but she had too many things to think about. She needed Sally and Billy to take a modest, paying, more demanding job. She knew they wouldn't think about it for a second. Billy likely knew what was coming. He had been working pretty hard with the programmers. Their business was already making money. They would make enough money on their own with the official part, the core, of their new company, that it would make no sense for the company, the one that wasn't Erapa, to throw money at them for unfunded assassinations. There were better places for the company's money. Daisy Faith was at a luxury ski resort for the afternoon to take a little break. She didn't ski. She liked the way the Swiss did luxury. Even if one was to conclude that it was overdone and pompous, it was still somehow subtle and polite. It was not obtrusive. A beautiful atmosphere without calling undue attention to itself. The mountains were the real luxury. To sit among them and sip on a perfectly delightful coffee was the reward of a good life. A good life in her line of business meant staying alive, anonymous, feared, and she wondered. She had been a well-paid agent for well-paid assassins most of her working life. She hadn't killed anyone for almost 20 years. She wondered if she still had it in her. If she had to. She didn't have to. Didn't want to. She certainly didn't need the money. An afternoon was all she wanted for her project. She was having too much fun. Zurich was almost ready, and so were 11 other places on the planet. They were all part of Daisy's masterwork. The company was putting on a new face and making bold financial moves. She smiled. She really hoped she lived a little longer to see it all. She wasn't dying, but she was well past halfway, and the second half had no regard for time. It was so quickly pissed away. Daisy took a deep breath and wondered how much time was left for the planet. She had enough. She was sure of that. Sally and Billy didn't. The young people were running out of time in a most frightening way. The problem had to be attacked. No more time for a dressing. She smiled and ordered another coffee and a piece of chocolate cake. After that, she booked her trip.